Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and today we're going to be talking about whips and happy mail, so make sure you stay tuned to this next episode. Welcome to my channel. If you're just joining us, I am so glad you're here. My name is Kimberly. This is my channel, Knit for Brains, and we talk about everything crochet and everything knitting here. And I actually go between. I'm sort of bilingual, if you will. Anyways, so today I've been doing a lot of unboxings lately of yarn. People are like, are you going to do anything with it? Yes, I'm always doing stuff with it. But I do have a couple of whips, one that I finished and one that I'm getting into. So I wanted to kind of touch on those. And then we got some happy mail. Some happy mail for me, some happy mail stuff that I ordered, and some happy mail for Project Welcome Home, which we'll get into in a second. So yay! First things first. I just finished. This thing was so easy. It was a Lions brand kit, and it was a Fair Isle cardigan. I have just finished it, so I wanted to show you what I did. I actually had one skein left. Now, I made this in an extra small, but it's supposed to be big and long and drapey, like a duster. It's supposed to almost touch the ground. I didn't even make it quite that long, and I think I'm going to add some pockets to it. The pattern didn't call for it, but I kind of feel like it needs to be. But take a look at what I made. I think my friend's going to love it. All right, so here it is. This is the Fair Isle cardigan, and you can see like, like that. Okay, well, it comes to about to my shin. Now, the actual pattern called for it to go all the way almost down to the ankles, and I was like, that's just a lot. But this is it. I really love how the Fair Isle kind of matched up a little bit, but then it kind of didn't, but that's okay. Love how these colors came out. Big, long, billowy sleeves. And this is just a raglan yoke, which means basically you start at the top, and then you just kind of go all the way down, and then you just add the chain 2, and or double crochet chain 1 and then double crochet to get these corners here. Now, I actually added a little bit of an extra border around the edges just to kind of finish it off, which the pattern didn't call for, but I think it just gave it a little bit more of a finishing touch. So, but I'm digging it. Do you guys like it? Yeah, and I was thinking it needs pockets. It needs something kind of like right about in here. So I have an extra skein left. It gave you 6 skeins. This took pretty much a full 5. This is what I have left of the 5th skein, and then I've got one big full skein left. So I like it. It's sitting over there. Yeah, Lion Brand is really doing a great job, I think, with their kits. I mean, they're collaborating with some really good designers, some people whose patterns are tried and true, like Toni, Lipsey, and MJ Off the Hook. And I can't think of all the other ones, and the kits are reasonable. Like, I think I got that one on 30% off, and I think right now they're offering up to 50% off. So they have some knitting kits, they have some crochet kits, they have small little things, and then they have larger things. So when you order the kit, you get the pattern. It's included. I'm not gonna say it's free. And then you also get all the yarn. So this pattern called for this wool ease, which is a weight of 4, and each skein has 348 yards in it, or 318 meters. And it is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. Now, I made this for a friend of mine who is moving to Santa Cruz, so kind of Northern California, like little Central Coast, a little higher than that. And it gets cold and rainy, and it can be, and she's living up in the mountains, or she will be. And it's going to be kind of cold. So I wanted something that she could kind of like wrap herself up in, and I think she's even going to be living like in a cabin. So I thought this was like the perfect cabin, warm, sort of a thing. And the colors, I really dig. Probably not the colors that I would choose for myself, but it wasn't for me. It was for my friend, and she's not into all like the fun, funky colors and everything like I am, right? Like, I'm a rainbow in a box, and she's more Merlot and charcoal. Anyways, so I made this for her, so that's going to be going off. But then, because she's going to be kind of starting a new chapter in her life, another kit that I bought because they were on sale is this mountain throw. And this one is designed by Mama in a Stitch, and she's got some really great patterns, and they're real easy to understand. And this is what I would call a lark's foot stitch. I mean, I am just whipping through this thing. And so in this particular pattern, it calls for, let's see, 3? Oh, okay. 2, 3, 5 skeins of all these different Ferris wheel colors, which are absolutely beautiful. And so they include that. So these are the colors that I got. And again, it comes with the kit. The pattern's included. So the first one I'm working on is called Summer Day. So I get 2 skeins of Summer Day. So Summer Day looks like this. Ferris wheel is a really pretty, I actually have a lot extras of these that I bought before. It's 100% acrylic, so it's great for blankets, but it's really soft. It's a weight of a 4, but it's got some really, really pretty variations in this. I really love the Ferris wheel line. So this one's called Summer Day. Then you also get, I got 2 skeins of this one. Then you get 1 skein of Buttercups. It's got a little bit more of the yellows coming through that. Each skein of these, by the way, each cake, I guess if you will, has 270 yards, 85 grams, 247 meters. And then the other color that they sent, and this was just the kit, and this is all the colors that were included. I didn't have to choose any. This one here is called Imaginary Garden. So it's nice greens. There's some real pretty purples and blues that are going to be coming in that. So that's going to be really pretty. And then this one's really pretty pinks and some golds as well. And this is called Pink Marmalade. So the way that it's set up is the first color is, the first and the last color is Summer Garden, or Summer Day, sorry, this one here. So I'm starting with this and ending with this. And then from here, this is 1. Then I go into 2, which is Imaginary Garden. Then I go into 3, which is the Buttercup. So it's bringing in, it's kind of transitioning from the greens here, the greens and blues, into more of these summer colors, which is the Buttercup. And then it goes into this, what did I call it again? Pink Marmalade. So you can see how these kind of transition well together. And then it goes back into the Summer Day. It's going to go like that. So it's really pretty. So this one here, I've almost finished the first skein. This is what it's looking like, and it's pretty on both sides. It's kind of a reversible, I would say, like it looks good on both sides. And this is a lark's, what I'm calling a lark's foot. They call it a, let's see, what do they call this pattern? A double crochet spike, a double crochet spike. And so what you basically do is on your first row, you chain out in multiples of 4. So this started with, I think, 161 chain stitches across. And then you basically, you put in 3 double crochets in a stitch. And then you skip, I think it's 1 stitch, and you go all the way across. So when you hit these stitches up here, basically what you're doing is you are, let me find where I'm at. Okay, so what you do is when you find that chain space that you create from the row below here, you do a double crochet into this chain space. Then you do another double crochet into the stitch from below. That's the spike stitch. And then you go up and basically do another chain into the, or double crochet into the chain space. So you do double crochet chain space, then you do the double crochet into the stitch right below it, and then you do another double crochet into that chain stitch. And then you end up getting, they're calling it a mountain throw. If you look closely, it's sort of a mountain, you know, it kind of dips down. So kind of imagine like jaggedy mountains. But it's really pretty, and it's kind of giving it a waffle stitch feel. So it's got a lot of give to it. It's got some thickness to it. And it's super, super soft. And this is just, what's really nice is this is just the 1 skein. Like, I'm not changing colors. I'm just changing the skeins. So this 1 skein of Summer Day is giving me all these beautiful color transitions with the blues and the pinks and the golds. And this is my TV mindless project. So I started this, I think, Saturday night. I mean, I'll have this done by next week, probably by the next time I see you. And if you're interested, I can do a little tutorial on this stitch, but it's so simple. Like I said, I'm calling it, you can call it the mountain, the double crochet spike, or the lark's foot, whatever you want to call it. But basically you just kind of go into these stitches so you're alternating, and it gives you this really interesting kind of like a drop down with a line kind of going through it. Anyways, So all of this is going to my girlfriend who is going through a transition in her life. It's somewhat of a romantic story. It's not really mine to tell, but unfortunately there is a divorce that is taking place, most likely, and just changes and stuff like that. So I figured, she can wrap herself in this nice warm cardigan, and then, she can have this nice warm fuzzy soft blanket that will go, I think, perfectly in, in her new cabin or wherever she's going to be, that she can just kind of rest. I kind of wanted to give her two things that she could just sort of rest with. So these are my whips. This is what I'm working on right now. I'm going to be making some sweaters for the Brit, and also probably for my brother-in-law, my Bill, who I'm going to be seeing in a few months. We're going to be traveling with the mumsy, my mom, and the Brit over across the pond. We're going to be in England, Ireland, Scotland. Well, actually, in order, Ireland, Scotland, and England, and then we're going to be sailing home. But that's a whole different thing. We're not leaving until late part of June, so we've got time. But anyway, so we're going to be doing that, and I wanted to have some projects. So, I always have to pack my projects for our trips. Anyways, so these are my two works in progress. Really liking how they're both working up, and they are so easy. Stinking easy, stinking fast. So if you're looking for a really good, like a kit project, maybe you want to do for like a birthday or Christmas or gifts or whatever it is, I think these are great. This is a level 2 easy. Once you get that stitch, it's just like mindless. It's one of those crochet projects that you could just sit and watch TV and just go, right? Or listen to a book on audio or something along that, which typically what I do. The Brit and the friends will say, you're not actually reading a book when you do audio. Are the audible books? Okay, fine. I'm not reading the book, but I'm still listening to it. I'm still absorbing the book. I find I actually absorb it more when I'm listening to it. And so, that's how I get my books in. And I just sit and listen to I could plow through a book like no time at all. I'm finishing one right now called The Women by Kristen Hanna. It's a heavy read. It's about women of Vietnam. They were nurses, and how they went over to Vietnam, and that they weren't recognized or acknowledged as going to Vietnam, and they didn't see combat. And it's an interesting book on one note. But secondly, it takes place here in San Diego, actually on Coronado Island, which I've spent lots and lots of time on. So I'm like, oh, I know this place, I know this place, I know this place. So, it's kind of interesting to read a book that's kind of from your hometown, where you're from. Anyhow, okay, so moving on. So I got happy mail, y'all, and I'm so excited to share it with you. My girl Toni Lipsey, TL Yarn Crafts, was doing a destashing. And, if you don't know who Toni Lipsey is, she's like the queen of Tunisian crochet. She's incredible. Like, I just would love to be her when I grow up. And she was doing a destashing. And I was like, oh, anything from her stash, I will take. Thank you very much. And all the money that she raised, she included candy. She included candy. And it's my favorite candy. I didn't even realize. So all the money that she raised from her destashing went to something in Detroit where she lives, and it was like a creative outlet, art, creativity, something like that. So then I felt good about it. Anyways, so she was destashing 4 balls of her Happy Place yarn from Hobie. This was $24, which is a killer deal, because on Hobie, I think originally these were like $11 and they were marked down to like $9 or something. So that means I got these for $6 a piece. And yes, I can do math. Somebody was like, where'd you go to school? You know what? When I'm thinking on the fly and I'm trying to put my stuff together, maybe I'm not the best. But I do know that I paid $24 for these, which 6 times 4 is $24. I paid $6 a piece. There we go. Anyways, what I didn't realize was that she included some Swedish fish. These, y'all, are my favorite candies. Absolute. I love candy. Don't get me wrong, but man, I love me some Swedish fish. Thank you, Toni. I didn't see these in there earlier. I'm very excited. So I wanted to grab these because I bought some of her yarns previously, and I was like, I didn't know which colors I was getting, but I was hoping that it would kind of match up with what I was getting. And some of these are melange, and then some of them are solid. So I think this is melange. This is one of her solids. This is a melange. And I don't think that there's colors named on these. Oh, no. This is a melange. And this one is a melange as well. So these colors, if you know anything about Toni, she's really into like the rusts, the browns, more of the earthy tones. Totally her bag right here. So I got these 4 from Toni. In addition, I had 2 of these from her, from Hobie that I bought. 2 of these blue dudes. Oh, I don't know what's happening here. I started a project. I'm going to have to frog it. I'm going to have to rip it. So I don't have, so these are 2 colors that I didn't have from her. So these 2, these are pretty. This, I don't know what I'm going to make. I was thinking I'm going to make a garment. Eesh. But loving these. Oh gosh. I have more of these yarns than I thought I did. Okay. Let's see. Then I got these 2 here. So 2 of the greens. I'm kind of seeing a theme going on here. So I got some blues and grays from Toni. Some peach and this, I don't know what this color is, but I am in love with that. It's kind of like a, I almost want to say it's like a rose gold kind of. It's a little bit, it's less bright. It's more muted in person than what you're seeing, but that with the peach. Then these are my 2 greens. Also my baby blues, which is not the same as what she sent me. 2 of my greens. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh, I got another one of those. So Toni sent me this one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I have this one. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yay. Okay. Then I got some yellows. I might have gotten almost a full line here. So this is a solid and this is a melange. So these are yellows going together. Wow, y'all, I didn't actually put this together until just now. Then I got, let's see what else. This kind of a tomatoey red. Loving that. I don't know what I was making here. I really don't. I think it's supposed to be a sweater. It might have to go. I don't know. Anyways, so this tomatoey red color. Then this kind of a, I'm going to say like a strawberry. It kind of makes it look a lot brighter. It's really more of like a strawberry color here. Very pretty. And then, let's see. Oh gosh. 3 more. That's all. Just 3. All right. This kind of a cream color, which you always need some good cream. And then, oh, love these. So these 2 colors go together for sure, right? Those 2. And then I would put these tomatoes, those 2 colors together. Okay. So now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18 balls of her yarn. Definitely I can make something with this. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something and it's going to be excellent. Excellent. So this yarn from Toni, this was a collaboration that she did with Hobie. And in case you haven't seen it, don't know what we're talking about, it is something that she worked up with Hobie. It is 50% cotton and 50% wool. It's beautiful. Each skein has 100 grams, 250 meters, or 273 yards. That's a lot, and it is a weight of a 3. Okay, guys, I'm going to need some help here. Comment below. Let me know what I should do with these colors. Okay, so here they are again. So we got the cream. Then we're going into the blues, that beautiful aqua, the light blues, some greens. Wow. The yellows. So what did I say? 18 times 273. That's a lot of yarn. I need your input. Comment below. Give me some ideas as what you think I should be doing with this yarn. Okay. Am I wrong? Don't you just, sometimes you just want to like, just go squish? Oh, don't you just want to like, just hug it like that? Right? Oh, I just want to hug my yarn sometimes. It falls all over the floor. Yeesh. Okay. All right. So this stuff is going to be insanely incredible. Thank you, Toni. And I felt like I was doing a good deed. I was, contributing. And the Brits, like, you can't buy any more yarn. I know, but it was a donation. And it was Toni Lipsey. So she does this destashing once a year. And let me tell you, if you haven't tried it before, people camp out and they wait and they wait and they wait and then boom, because you can see what she's selling, but it only becomes live, like, I don't know, whatever, like maybe it was 4 o'clock Eastern time or whatever it was. So I knew what I wanted, right? You got to go in there. It's like that Filene's Basement. You know what I'm talking about? If you're from Boston, once a year they would have these huge sales, and girls would go in there for like wedding dresses with their bridesmaids and their mothers, whatever. And they had a whole plan, and they would have suits on and, like costumes. And they're like, okay, you go that way, you go that way. And you just scoop and grab and grab and grab. It's not that crazy because it's online, but I went through the website ahead of time. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I saw these. I had my eyes on these, and I was like, I want those. And there was 2 other things that I had my eye on and that I got. So I was happy. I wasn't like greedy. I knew exactly what I wanted. I got in. I got what I wanted, which was like, woohoo, because things are selling out. You guys, seriously, I need your help. What do I make? Do I make a garment? Do I make a blanket? I have, like I said, 18 balls times 273 yards. So I have quite a bit here. I'll do the math later. I'm not going to embarrass myself and do it on camera again. But you just got to know what you want, and you got to get in and you got to get out. So I did. I was so happy. I got what I wanted. I looked ahead of time. She had this, oh man, wait till you see it. I'll show it on camera, of course. I did get some other yarn from her. It was 2 or 3 skeins of this beautiful kind of artistic yarn. And then she had a bag. I don't know if she was going to use it as a craft bag, but it's gorgeous. It's this beautiful, like, cobalt blue suede with leather handles. Ooh, child. I was like, that is mine. It has my name all over it. And in fact, it does, because I got it, and it's going to be arriving. I'll show it to you when it comes. Oh my God, stop it, y'all. All right, so now this is my Happy Place yarn. And it is, in fact, my Happy Place. All right, so let me know what I'm supposed to be doing with that stuff. Okay, moving on. Before, I need some energy, so I'm going to have a Swedish fish because I need a little sugar. I haven't had lunch or anything yet. I got my workout in this morning, and it was a killer, man. Whoa, it was a killer. I love Swedish fish. I absolutely love them. I think they're Toni's favorite too, so we're like kindred spirits that way. All right. Before I cut into my happy mail, I actually found this with Toni Lipsey. She was talking more about destashing yarns and so forth, how you can destash them, what you want to do, different ideas and things like that. And I found this website that she recommended, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never heard of them before. Knitted Knockers. Yes, that is what I said. Knitted Knockers. And so what you do, this is a charity organization. Now it's knitted and crocheted, so you can do both, for these women who have had to have mastectomies, right? And they have to have prosthesis. So what happens is when you have a mastectomy and they take away the breast tissue, the skin is there, and sometimes they have to put in spacers. They actually have to put in like under the skin to help to stretch the skin to either prepare it for the new prosthesis size or just kind of hold it in place, right? And sometimes in the meantime, until the prosthesis is ready, they'll also have like a silicone kind of a mold that they just wear in the bras. This is all new to me. I did have a relative who had breast cancer, so I remember that they had to like stretch it. It was really painful for her. But they also had this prosthesis that goes on the outside. And I was reading articles about this, and apparently these can be, because they're kind of like a silicone, so they can be really hot and sticky and itchy and just uncomfortable. So they came up with this woman came up with this idea to knit or crochet these prosthesis that they could wear, the women could wear in their bras. And because you're knitting, crocheting, and then you stuff them, they're going to have that nice soft feel of a natural breast. It's like, whoa, fabulous idea, right? Now, the only caveat is that they have a list of approved yarns that they want you to use, because when you think about it, this is going right up against the skin. They don't want anything that's going to be too scratchy or different weights or whatever. So I'll include the link to the website. So if you have any of these yarns, I invite you to join me and make these knitted knockers. So these are the lists of yarns that they have. Now, it was not my intention to go out and buy yarn just to, maybe later, but really I was all about the destashing. And one of the yarns that it calls for is Lion Brand. You guys know I love Lion Brand, the Kobu and the Nubu, which I do have. However, they want it in the fleshy colors. Obviously, I mean, you don't want a rainbow prosthesis breast, and I get that. So they wanted like the fleshy colors. Well, it just so happened that I did have this guy, and I had 2 skeins of the Nobu. So I'm going to make, I don't know how much it's going to take, but it also has yarns for Barocco and Cascades and Circulo. Ooh, Circulo is a yarn that I'm getting from Toni. Cloudborn, LRA, Fair Isle, Haiku, Lion Brand, Patons, Mirasol, Plymouth Yarns, Premier Yarns, Schleckenmeyer. I have some, I just don't know how to say it, Schleckenmeyer. Sostrin Green, Tahaki, Universal, Eurobaby, Fiesta Yarns, Haiku, Jaeger, Katia, Kurtzer, Paintbox. I have a lot of these yarns, but I didn't have the colors that they were looking for, okay? And then you can even make swim knockers. So they have like Cascade yarns, Kramer yarns, Knit Picks, and Premier yarns, and different yarns that you could use for that. Anyways, so I printed out the list and the pattern for the crocheted knockers, and you can send them. They're out of Bellingham, Washington, so outside of Seattle. You can send them to them, or they have approved list of facilities maybe in your area that are accepting donations, and maybe you just do it that way. So I would really encourage you just to go and check out the website. This is kind of what it's going to look like here. So that's the stuffed one, and then that's not enough stuffing. But they give you all the information, and then this is sort of what it looks like here on the front. And then you have to put the little nipple in and stuff like that. But they give you all the instructions. So whether you want to do circular knitting, double pointed knitting, or even crochet, they have all the information. I thought, oh my gosh, what a great idea. So I'm going to be making some knitted knockers with these guys. Yeah, I'm just sort of like, not that we have to have a giving heart, but I kind of feel like when you're doing something like crochet and like knitting, and you put so much time and effort and energy into what you're crocheting, that I think you just naturally have a giving heart. So, I don't know. I think that you and I are very kindred spirits. So if that's how I feel, then I think that perhaps that's how you feel as well. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing this. So I will include the information below in the notes about the Knitted Knockers website, and you can check it out yourself. I'm not asking you to send these to me. I'm not asking you to join me in that. And I don't want that. What I do want is the Project Welcome Home, which I'm going to get to here next in just a minute. All right, so Project Welcome Home, I know I've talked about this, and I did a live, and I'm going to continue to do lives where I'm going to be doing them together. Project Welcome Home is what I'm looking for, and this is just me, just you. There's no other website or anything like that, where I want granny squares. So I'm thinking like scrap yarns. And the nice thing is I don't care what colors they are. I have so much yarn, I'm sure I can match it together. So like last week, I got a beautiful note from, I think it's Dom. And she was so generous. I asked for 1 granny square in an envelope. Now, obviously looking back, I'm like, oh, 1 granny square, that's going to take me a long time to get it. So, obviously y'all figured out my shortcomings, that I probably need more than just one. But, you know, I'm just asking you, like, you've got a project finished up, you've got some scrap yarn, you don't know what to do with it. Just make me a granny square, please. And so Dom sent these, like all of these, and they're beautiful, right? With them. So I can either do, I actually pulled out of my stash this cream color that I can sew together with. And I also pulled out this really kind of pretty gray heather. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but she made all of these, the black, the cream, the gray. Yeah, so these were, I mean, look at this huge stack. So I got these from her. And then, if that wasn't enough, she also sent, in the same package, I might add, and they were all packed up in a nice plastic bag, so they were protected. Then she made these guys as well. I mean, right? They're beautiful. Now, this was made with Red Heart Granny Square. Oh, I just saw that. She made these with the Red Heart Granny Square yarns. All right, well, she obviously figured it out, because this is the one that I did, and I could not get the squares to work, but she did. Booyah, brilliant. That, I mean, I loved this, absolutely loved this, but the fact that she did it with the Granny Square yarn, I'm in awe. And it doesn't, she said there's a little bit bigger than what I asked for. It doesn't matter. I want to try to make the blankets. I think it was like 30 by 42 or something along those lines, because it would fit. It's like all I'm looking for is a lap blanket. So I'll do the math, but these are absolutely perfect and beautiful. But these are made with those lion or Red Heart Granny Square all-in-one skeins. So all of these. And then I could probably use... I could use this color with those. I could also just use a plain old black. Oh, I wouldn't do the black. Probably not, because these are already rimmed to black. Maybe a gray or something like that. So my task is in front of me, y'all. I got these. So I'm just showing you what I got here. All right. Because I got some more this week. I mean, these are, y'all are just blowing my mind with the generosity. I just thought, oh, this would be such a sweet idea. I'm keeping the notes with the granny squares, so I can make like a, you know, like a little card that's going to go with the Afghan, and then put down who contributed to it. Then these here I got as well last week, and these were all on my lives. And these were just beautiful. These purple, which I loved, and I found this color in my stash, and I was like, oh, that could be really pretty. Right? With maybe like a cream thrown in there. Or maybe I've got some variegated yarns and just a little bit more bright and poppy. But I loved these. And these came into us from Joanne. She said, thanks for providing so much inspiration on your channel. I hope my small contribution helps a new resident feel loved and comforted. So this card is going to go with the granny squares, with the blanket, so whoever gets it. So these are going to residents who have just moved into an assisted living facility, who are feeling possibly alone, maybe depressed. They might have just lost a loved one. They might have had to relinquish their car, their home, their pets, their whole life to move into these assisted livings, and they don't know anybody. And you know, I work with these people. I do yoga with them, and they're beautiful people. And so I just want, the idea is that every person's going to get a lap blanket, something that was just for them, that just says, hey, we're thinking about you. So these are what came in so far. But I got more happy mail this week. So these came in. This came in from Christine Smith. And she wrote this beautiful long letter. She said she started a blanket for her friend for Christmas, and then she was talking to her friend, and she said how she loves bright colors. Ooh, that's always good to know. Usually good to know before you start a project, but that's okay. So she scrapped her idea for an autumn color blanket and started over with brights. A couple of these were from that, and the little ones were tails I just made for this project. They're all made from mandala yarn. I'm also to make more or write more cards if it helps. Oh, she's up for that, Christine. The Thrifty Chickadee. Yes, I do know you. I love AKA the other 8-year-old that laughs at the word weenus. Oh, how sweet. Okay. And she gave me her contact information. All right, so I haven't opened these. Let's take a look and see. Oh my God, these cards are beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, look. She included little cards. Oh, and then she wrote inside, "We hope this blanket will help keep you warm and be a comfort. We stitch them with good thoughts for you." Here's another one. Okay, y'all are just blowing my mind. "This was stitched with love and good thoughts, good loving thoughts, and we hope we will provide you with a sense of warmth and well-being." And she provided 2 more cards. Beautiful. Oh, and then she wrote with a little flower, a little note. So these are going to go in the blankets. I love these. So some people are like, "Well, I don't know how to make granny squares." I don't care. Aww. She said, "We put good thoughts into each stitch. We hope that you can feel that. A joyful heart is good medicine." Oh, I love this. All right. Thrifty Chickadee. Are you from Europe? Your handwriting tells me that you learned your handwriting from somewhere other than the United States. And I say that with the utmost admiration because your handwriting is beautiful and impeccable. But I'm looking at your letters, I'm thinking, you didn't learn how to do that in the silly old United States. You were somewhere really pretty and cool. I don't know where. Comment and tell me if that's the case. These are absolutely incredible and beautiful. So here's the granny squares. Wrapped in tissue. Oh, they're gorgeous. And they're hexagons. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at these beautiful, beautiful colors. Definitely autumns. This is sort of like a burgundy, an olive green, kind of a taupe color. This is more of like a mocha, a smoky gray. Oh, these are beautiful. Look at those. So much love. So much love in these. This one's like a light lavender. This one screams sunflower to me. Love that. The green and the gray inside. Oh, and this one's got some beautiful little speckles going on in there. And then this one as well. Ah. So even the hexagons, I can figure out what to do with these. I can put these together and just kind of, I can totally make this work. I'll even do like little granny square triangles on the sides to make it work. So my work is getting cut out for me, y'all. I have to be sewing these guys together. That's my job. All I'm asking for you is, if you can, little granny squares or beautiful, thoughtful cards. These cards are, y'all, this is just so much more than I ever envisioned. I kind of thought it was going to be crickets. I was like, no one's going to want to do this with me. And look at that. Thank you so much, Thrifty Chickadee. Okay. Or Christine. I'm going to call you Christine. All right. So this is going back in here. I want to keep everything together so I know who gave me what. All right. And the last thing that I got is this beautiful Happy Mail. Now, I don't know if these are granny squares or not. These came all the way from Canada. Trisha. I don't know what this is. Okay, look at this bag. Is that not amazing? This bag, I love the bag. I might have to keep the bag. That's amazing. So Trisha, now I don't know that these are granny squares. She messaged me and she said, "I want to send you something." But I think it was before I talked about the granny squares. So we're doing this together. It's all wrapped in tissue. I love this bag. Seriously, where did this come from? Creation exclusive. I don't know. I love that. Okay. I mean, you're giving me this gorgeous gift, and I'm like, you know, flipping out over the bag that you sent it in. What does that tell you? Okay, I'm unwrapping it in the tissue. My gosh. What? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Wow. You guys. Oh. I'm crying. Look at this. Look at what she made. She crocheted this and then felted it. Oh my gosh. This is you guys, the talent that is in here. Okay, so it's okay, so this is what she used. Lamb's Pride worsted. So it's 85% wool and 15% mohair. I'm assuming. It says cranberry swirl. I don't see that this is swirl. Look at this bag. Look at this bag. With this beautiful butterfly on it and these flowers that she crocheted as well. What is this? Oh! There's granny squares in here, I think. But there's a card. Yeah, this is too much. This is, okay. Trisha, I'm reading it. I'm reading it online. Okay. Thought I had a smell to it. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful hand letter. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right, hang in there, you guys, because there's a letter here. Hello, my dearest Kim. Sending you a few goodies. Hopefully will bring joy to you and to others. Okay, I am going to read this. When I worked at my seniors long-term facility nonprofit, our amazing board president and knitting guru gave me the pattern for a felted bag, and I made many upon request, and this is one of my last. I thought you might like using the Lamb's Pride label enclosed. If you wish to pass it along to one of your seniors, that is okay. I'm also sending from our Knit Pick mystery box 100% wool. I can't use due to my pure wool sensitivity. A lot of people have that, yeah. But thankfully, I can work with merino. Yay! I began the granny squares with the intention of a lap blanket, but had it stashed due to the other spring and summer projects I have. I understand that one. When you announced the Granny Squares Senior Project, I know I needed to send these to you. The pattern is from the Granny Square Sourcebook, Sweet Peach, using mostly Bernat Premium. Label is attached. I'm also looking forward to seeing the various granny donations, and especially when you gift them to the seniors. I'm sure I will need tissues nearby for those videos. Oh yes. Oh yes. I've been thinking, like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to present them all at once? I have to talk to the director and she's the living enrichment director, I think is her title. I would be honored to be one of your testers. Oh yes, I'm looking for pattern testers, but that's different. I read patterns and consider myself an intermediate. Thank you for all your videos, your enthusiasm, your yarn reviews, and everything. I treasure you and will always remain one of your biggest fans. Oh, your crochet sister from Canada. Take care. Always love, Trisha. Oh, you guys. What? Oh, okay. When I started this channel, we originally started this channel because my husband was retiring, and he's like, we need to do a channel. And I'm like, about what? What are we going to do that's interesting? We're not interesting. He's like, no. Well, then he didn't retire. And so he said, you have to do the channel until I retire. Well, that went on like a year, and he retired last year. But I was like, what do I do? And all I could think of was crochet and knit, and that's how this channel started. I had no idea what I was doing, and I think there are so many of you out there that are so much better than I am at this. Trisha! These are gorgeous! Look at these! Oh my gosh! Okay. Now, tell me that this is not going to make somebody's day. This beautiful, bright flower. It's like sunshine. Here's another one. Look at these. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Y'all have been so busy. Look at all these gorgeous colors. Ugh. Oh my goodness, y'all. I need to stop my projects, and I need to stop my whips and finish yours. Oh, this one's, so each one of them are slightly, no, I think they're the same. This one just looked a little different. It's got a double crochet front post where you drop it down inside to give it a little bit of that texture. And what's nice is I have the book, the Granny Source Book, Sweet Peach. So I could actually find this pattern and finish these off. And then on top of it, because, hello, this is not enough, she gave me 3 more skeins of yarn to do more with these. Oh, wait a minute. This is Wool of the Andes, sports weight. This is nice yarn. And this is Wool of the Andes, sports weight. I actually think I have some of this sports, so I can add to these. Wool of the Andes, sports weight. So let's see. Grab this of a lap blanket, but had a stash of the summer projects. Okay. So I'm hoping, Trish, did you just, maybe you had these stashed and you just gave them to me. I don't think you, hopefully you didn't, I mean, this is so much work. And that's another thing. If you guys have some granny squares, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them, send them on. You don't have to like just make something special. I'm just looking for granny squares to make. And this is going to be, these colors are absolutely gorgeous. And they're going to be the most amazing, beautiful, beautiful blanket. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can part with this. I don't think I could part with this, Trisha. I hope that's okay. You said it was okay that I can keep it. This can be my project bag for the granny squares that I can put together, but I love this bag. I love this bag so much. Y'all, I have no words. And that's saying a lot coming from me. I have no words. Your generosity is just boggling. It really, really is. Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. Keep them coming. I said I was going to do this through the end of the year, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be like ongoing. But I want to have the first batch like done and made so I can give them in December. But after that, I think I'm just going to, kind of keep growing. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just do them through the year, and then just for every year, just make them as you go. And then I'll put them together. And at the end of the year, I will give them. And then that could be good for maybe the next year. Maybe that's a good way to do it. I don't know, because I'm flying by the seat of my pants with this one. It just came up as a good idea. And then it seems like it really is. Okay, so this is the Bernat. These guys here are done with this yarn here, I believe. I believe that's what she's saying. Trisha, if I'm wrong, let me know. She always finds me on Facebook. She messages me. But I think that's the case. And then this is just extra of this. I'm just floored. All right. That's all I have for now, you guys. Because I got to get crocheting. I've got so much to do here. I will be going live probably Thursday. It's going to show up on my YouTube page, and I'll let you know the day. I'm going to try to find a day that is continuous, that works, but right now my schedule, I just have to kind of go, okay, I'm going to do it here, but I'll give you plenty of notice. Y'all have been asking for tutorials on just a very, very basic granny square. Basic. And I found this. Now, this is about as basic can get, but I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do this basic granny square. Y'all have also been asking about a pattern for a knit bag that I did that you all saw on my trip recently. Now, this is not my pattern. This is from, it's a Fable Tote. Well, it's from Premier Yarns. Okay. So I kind of got inspiration from this pattern, but I didn't actually follow along with the pattern, but I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the bag that I made based on this pattern as well. So I'll be doing those tutorials coming up this week. That's it. That's all I've got. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. If this was your first time, woo! Thanks for hanging in there. This was one of those longer videos. My whips sometimes tend to be a little bit long, but that's okay. But thanks so much for watching. Please join our Facebook page, Kimberly with Knit for Brains. If you like this video, if you know someone that does maybe some crochet, maybe they've got some granny squares, just share the video. Just, send them a link and say, hey, check out this video. And maybe they can subscribe too. We're real close to 3,000 subscribers, y'all. Which is also mind-boggling to me. But please, like and subscribe, or just give this video a big old thumbs up. I appreciate it. So does the Brit. He's in the background. His little emojis pop up, and he's getting a fan base here as well. All right. Well, that's all I have for this week on the whips, but I will be back with more tutorials and more podcasts and more lives and stuff like that. So thanks so much for hanging in there. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. And as always, thank you for being here with me, and I will see you soon.